If anybody ever wants to know what slows down production, it's called a messy job site. So we got our exhaust fans in those boxes, got conduit glue, conduit clamps, we got all of my tools and stuff piled on the floor. We got our wire here. There's our steel vents that we're actually going to be using in the wall. And I got one here in my hand. Now this one's aluminum. This vent is going to actually be going back to Lowe's along with these over here. I bought 8 aluminum vents. And the problem with these aluminum vents are, as you guys can tell, is they're really flimsy. I mean, you can just see right there, I can just take my finger and bend that. They've all gotten scratched up, they're damaged and stuff in transit. Lowe's, when they ship these, they should actually wrap them in plastic wrap. But what you want is you want these type of vents here that are about 14 inches wide, okay, which is what this is. Now this building is 16 on center, and you got to remember a 2x4, you know, 1.5 inches wide, right? So if you take 1.5 inches, subtract by 16, you get 14.5 inches. And these vents, as you can tell right here, they will fit right in there between those 2x4. See how that fits right there? Now, one of the reasons I'm deciding not to use these aluminum vents, besides the fact that they're real flimsy, is I'm afraid somebody's going to kick them out and stuff. So security-wise, they're not all that tough, which is why we're going to go with these steel vents over here. Now, the difference with the steel vents, let me set this, are these steel vents, they will fit in there also, but they got this screen on the back and stuff. It makes these things really tough, real heavy duty. So if I would put that on the wall there, you can just almost tell, you can see that fits in there too, but the corners have gotten damaged. But I mean, these are some tough vents, so I can beat that out with a hammer and all that stuff. These are tough vents. You can get a lot of airflow up in there through these here, because the nip-free airflow on these, I do believe on these steel vents, it's like 120 inches, when these aluminum vents here, you know, 90 square inches and stuff. So that's definitely a big difference and stuff as far as when it comes to cooling and stuff like that. And on the inside of the build, we are going to be using these air filters and stuff we got up here in the attic right now. So I am going to be using those. I got a couple smaller vents as well. Those are the 12-inch diameter vents there, but those are going to go up in the loft. All right, so I just got these hoods here. These came from, I think, Northern Tools, and they come in 3 pieces, and they give you about 6 screws to put them together. They're galvanized. So I took some of this high enamel paint here. This is a Rust-Oleum. This is just white. I should have got like paint and primer. I did get a can of that, decided not to use it. But I went ahead and spray painted these. These look pretty good as far as just putting one coat on. I'm going to go over them again here in a minute. Get a second coat on them, letting them dry. But I'm going to put 2 of these, one on each end of the building at the top. One side's going to be my upper vent. That way it keeps the water from blowing in the loft. So I'll have one on that upper vent on the one end, and then the other one I'll have it over my exhaust fan on the other. I'm putting in 3 exhaust fans. I was going to buy 4 of these and decided not to. These are expensive. These are like $60, which is ridiculous. It's not even worth it for that price. But you can feel the quality in the middle. I mean, this is not cheap metal. I mean, I thought this was going to be like flimsy metal, but this has got some it's a little durable. I mean, it's kind of thick in a way, so it's not like super cheap. But for the price, I mean, I guess it's worth it, especially if you need like a quick vent or something like that. But I mean, for me, it'd be just as easy to buy metal roofing, cut it, and then use that, which is what we're going to probably end up doing here on this side of the building and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get these painted up and stuff. And we're starting to work here on the inside. I'm starting to cut my lumber and stuff, but I wanted to get these painted because it's going to rain the next couple of days. So I don't want to have stuff out here with paint drying and trying to rain on it, you know. So that's why we're painting today.
All right, guys, so we're currently up here in the loft, and I pulled out the middle board there that was going down the center and took the vent off on the outside. I'm actually standing on my truck bed and stuff, reaching up there, taking that down, like up on the side of the truck bed. So if you look at this vent over here in the loft, there's a board there in the middle, and there's 2 holes on each side. So I got in there with that and pulled that middle board off and everything, and went on the outside, took the vent off and stuff. And I did that over here. So I went ahead, got that cut out. I cut it out with my reciprocating saw. As you can see, the cuts are lopsided and crooked, but I got 2 braces on each side screwed in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go outside, get on the truck bed, and I'm going to pre-drill the vent, and then I'm just going to put the vent up there and then screw it in from the outside and silicone and everything in around it and stuff. So we're going to go outside and work on that. Hopefully I don't break my neck.
You know, guys, one of the things I don't care much for doing, stuff like this, I mean, I got to climb up there and put a vent in, and there's really no safe way to do it. You know, we're on a hill here, so you can't really just set a ladder there, lean it against the building, or it's going to fall over. You can try to put shims under it and stuff. To me, it's safer to just stand on the tailgate, you know, on the back of the truck here and try to do this, but I don't like doing that. And I was going to use that hood cover up there, but I just don't think it's going to work. So what we're going to do is I took my vent here that's going to be installed, and I pre-drilled it. That makes life easier and also makes life safer. And then we're going to take silicone here. This is 100% silicone. This is a window and door silicone that we're going to use. I'm going to silicone the opening. So anyways, let me climb up here and get this, you know, all sealed up here with the silicone, and then we can go and get that vent installed. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, that's nothing. But, you know, a lot of you guys and a lot of people that's going to end up having to do this, the reality is they got into cryptocurrency. They're in the computers. They're not, you know, general contractors. They're not, you know, people that actually, you know, climb up on the roofs of houses and stuff like that. That's just not what they do. I got to mind my foot in here and pay attention to what I'm doing, or I'm going to fall and break my freaking neck. This is going to be a lot harder, more dangerous, because now my hands, I have nothing to really hold on to here. Yeah, it don't look that dangerous, I'm sure, but this is definitely in the dangerous category here. I'm wondering if that's in there straight or if that's in there lopsided. Honestly, I don't care at this point. Now, the screws I'm using are standard drywall screws, but they're galvanized screws. That's in there pretty good. It's a little crooked, but as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. All right, guys, I'm still alive. I'm not gonna screw around with it and get myself hurt. All right, guys, that vent there went a lot smoother than the other one. The other one, I had a pencil, and it just didn't want to mark on this this coating and stuff that's on this building. I guess it's like an aluminum coating. It's supposed to help with insulation or something, but it didn't want to mark. And this time I used a blue marker, so it turned out nice. But I got the it framed and everything there, so now I can actually put my exhaust fan and stuff in. Now on this side over here, you guys can see now how that looks there. That kind of looks awful. But we do have that vent in and stuff on that side, so that vent's fully installed right now. And we got this vent right here and stuff. That's this is going to actually be an exhaust fan here that I'm putting in. So I'm going to go get the exhaust fan. I'm going to put that range hood and stuff up there. And as you can see, there's a white trim board going across there. And what I decided to do is I marked everything and I cut it on both sides there with my oscillating tool. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with these, but this right here is an oscillating. And basically, the cool thing about these tools like this is if you guys don't have one, the blades are expensive, but I mean, you can do stuff with these that you could not do with anything else. You can plunge into lumber, material, all kinds of stuff. So this is actually a really good tool to have, and I'm using that to cut that trim board there, and I've already made 2 cuts up there. I just gotta go up there with the pry bar, pop it down. That's how you do it. Across the top here, all the way right there where my finger's running. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but there's a pencil line there. That's very important because right above that is my top plate. So I need to know in the future, let's say if we're going to put anything up there or any kind of covering or anything like that to protect those vents, I need to know where that top plate is. So be sure to mark it. Now's the time to mark it. If you don't mark it now, you won't know where it's at. So there we have it. 2 fans installed. Counting these 2 and the one that's actually up inside the attic, that gives this storage building over 3,000 CFMs of airflow.